Michael Jordan's not only the greatest basketball player who's ever lived, but arguably the most exciting athlete to ever play a sport, the first global superstar icon. No other NBA superstar have been able to match Jordan's level of dominance, helping his Bulls win 6 championships, perfect in the finals, destroying his competition and anybody who dare challenge him. With his style of play, level of artistry, and effectiveness, Air Jordan's one of the most popular nicknames to describe MJ. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Other all-time greats had iconic signature moves that will be forever cherished. For example, the unstoppable Kareem Abdul-Jabbar skyhook, still the deadliest shot the game has ever seen, or the beautiful Dirk Nowitzki's one-legged fadeaway he's done so many times in big moments. Michael Jordan had plenty of moves that mesmerized millions of fans during his time. Here are MJ's 10 greatest signature moves. Started with the one-handed ball fake, the best to ever do it. Jordan's massive hands allowed him to palm the ball, similar to an average person holding a baseball, especially when a smaller player is trying to guard him. It's hilarious how he toys with guys, making them look like amateurs. Kawhi Leonard also added this move in his arsenal. Jordan's hand length is about 8.95 inches, his hand span over 11 inches. Normal for someone who is 7'9". There's only a few players today who have bigger hands than Jordan. Almost all of them are either power forwards or centers. Those ball fakes makes his defender off balance. A lot of times they bite forward, allowing Mike to penetrate, explode to the basket, or knock down the open shot. Able to squeeze the basketball like an orange gives him a massive advantage. Combined with his length, makes it nearly impossible for a defender to snatch it away. One of his iconic moments, getting the steal against the Orlando Magic, act like he was gonna shoot it with a big guy next to him, pretended to pass, fell for the fake, leading for an open jumper, leaving his defenders lost and confused. If Jordan was playing in today's NBA out the perimeter ISO style, he would absolutely destroy anybody who had the guts to defend him and make every one of his defenders look foolish. Even when he declined in athleticism during his Wizards years, those fakes still came in handy, giving him more room to operate. There has never been a guard in NBA history to display those one-hand fakes as effectively as Jordan. Eyes closed free throws, the king of trash talk, also the king of backing up every word on the hardwood. Jordan was so confident, he occasionally taunted his opponents, knowing he was better than every one of them. Even made a free throw with his eyes shut against the Denver Nuggets November 23rd, 1991, talking to big man Dikembe Mutombo, saying he can score without even looking, mocking the 7'2" center, saying, "This one's for you, baby." 6 years later, Jordan finally dunked on Dikembe, adding more abuse. He also did it in the Magic Johnson charity game in 1988. If any player dared to talk smack and shoot a free throw with their eyes closed and miss, social media would ridicule them to the high heavens today. Putback dunks off missed free throws. There's never been anybody that can fly and hang the way Jordan can. Combined with perfect timing, a running start, Jordan often anticipated a miss, timed everything perfectly for a spectacular putback jam, resulting in 2 points, an absolute master at it, being able to jump without having any idea where the ball would miss and still convert a slam. It would be content heavy in the social media era. Allen Iverson emulated that play from the Jordan playbook, having an incredible putback dunk of his own at just 6 feet. Jordan flushed in Scottie Pippen's missed free throws multiple times since he was only a career 70% foul shooter. Imagine how many more putback dunks Jordan would have had if Shaq was his teammate. The jab step mid-range pull-up. As pure a mid-range shooter as anybody, MJ always had a go-to move down the stretch to close out games, used it to perfection. The one dribble pull-up, bread and butter. There's a reason why Jordan has the most buzzer-beating game winners in NBA history. His balance, always in rhythm, absolute beauty to watch. All the moves we've seen from Kobe, he got from MJ. When the defender's up in Jordan's grill, creating a little bit of separation, even by an inch, was all Jordan needed to drain the jumper. Whether it was against the Knicks in the playoffs or in the finals, hitting game winners. Every time the Bulls needed a bucket, the pull-up was always there. Coming into the league, his jump shot was his biggest weakness, but with hard work and dedication, Jordan became the best mid-range scorer for his generation and perhaps the game has ever seen. The most reliable shot in the game, especially in crunch time. Other greats that came after him in Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, and Kawhi Leonard mastered the mid-range pull-up like a work of art. The fadeaway jumper. All those analytic nerds say the fadeaway shot is lost in today's game and an inefficient shot. A lot of players are amazing athletes today, but simply lack the consistent fundamentals very few have mastered. Just like how Jordan torches guys facing the basket, he was just as deadly with his back to the basket. If he was gonna have a long, effective career, sustaining his place as the best player in the game for many years, the high-flying dunks weren't gonna last forever, especially taking a crap load of physical punishment. In the late 80s and early 90s, Jordan's post-game continued to grow as he got older. Sam Smith of Bulls.com detailed his evolution as a player. After working out in the 95 offseason, MJ was no longer the leaper he once was, being out of the game for almost 2 years. In his early 30s, he became stronger, perfected the unstoppable turnaround shot, giving defenses no hope. With the mini shimmies, the drop step, cash money, absolutely toyed with his defenders, sized them up. If there was a hand in his face, the double clutch was always there. Not having as many crazy dunks his second three-peat, Jordan was still the NBA's leading scorer on the best team, absolutely graceful from becoming the best pure athlete in the 80s to the best jump shooter on the post, extending his dominance in the second season in pursuit of his second three-peat. The GOAT made the most mid-range jumpers, 547 total, over 150 more, the second most Glenn Robinson. Of the 59 players with at least 300 mid-range attempts, Jordan connected on 49.5% of them, ranked third of everybody, always patient and composed. The balance and concentration, him and Kobe made it as pretty as anyone who's ever done it. Even after retirement, Jordan would still destroy younger ballers in pickup games with the deadly fadeaway jumpers, reminding the world who's the best to ever do it. Moving without the ball, just like his jab steps and fadeaways, Jordan's off-ball scoring gets overlooked, whether it's a catch and shoot, the backdoor cuts, the give and go. His constant movements and quickness made him just as lethal in every way as a scorer. MJ never stood still, which was why the defenses had to worry at all times whether a teammate set a screen or simply just beating his man for an open spot. His younger days, he would just guy in the air for a backdoor slam. The best passer he's ever played with, Scottie Pippen. If he had an elite playmaker, his scoring and buckets would come even easier. Even when he gets double teamed, many times he passed the ball to his teammates. Jordan's already on the move for the give and go, getting an easy bucket, a master at everything offensively, easily the most versatile scorer the game has ever seen, can dominate and control the game in any system. Not only is he athletically superior, but also the most technically sound player ever, simply no weak spots. It didn't matter what type of defense was playing against him, since he destroyed teams in every way imaginable because he was just as effective off the ball. The triangle allowed Scottie to play the point forward, while MJ was always capable of getting good looks with his footwork and understanding of the game. A lot of uneducated fans love to bash MJ for his lack of assists his last three-peat, but those morons don't understand the context. It's not always about the numbers, because Jordan can dominate without the ball and have others set him up for a good shot. Scoring without the ball in his hands, perhaps the most underrated part of his game. The incredible steals on defense, breaking away down the floor, tongue out, breakaway slams. MJ made 9 all-defensive first teams throughout his career, ranked second in steals by the time he retired. Jordan led the NBA in that category 3 times, as ferocious a defensive wing anybody has ever seen. After taking the ball away, it was basically over for the opposing team and trying to stop him down the court. Before going in for the dunks, Jordan always had his tongue out. As soon as that happens, everybody knew they were gonna witness something special. With insane anticipation and awareness, Jordan's defense was just as great as his offense. Being the fastest and most athletic player on the court in his prime as well, nobody was able to catch him once he got ahead of steam. The leaning sideway dunks, as artistic as anybody, MJ simply had the best hang time, put on absolute clinics in multiple dunk contests of the 80s. It felt like he was floating in the air for a good 5 seconds. During his younger years, Jordan was the first player to put on this type of display, putting his body sideways for the finish, especially going baseline. The ferocious dunks opened up the creativity for future athletic stars like Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, and Russell Westbrook. All had similar dunks to MJ, with their bodies sideways in the air attacking the basket. The rock the cradle slam dunk. Most athletes simply don't have the hang time and the large hands to be able to rock the cradle like Jordan. Displaying his talents on the break during his Carolina days made him the most entertaining college player of the 80s. Continued his flashy display his first couple seasons with Chicago. Those oohs and ahs moments make you fall out of your seat. The only other player to have done the cradle in the game before Jordan, Dr. J, who MJ modeled his game after. During the 80s, Irving had the Tomahawk jams, Dominic Wilkins, the double clutch in insane windmills, Michael Jordan's in-game special, the Crandle, the finesse, rocking the ball from one side of his body to the other, picture perfect for the cameras. Absolutely astonishing. The mid-air switch of directions, change of hands, reverse layups, up and under. Every time Jordan attacked the basket, when there were two guys waiting, switching direction with the ball with the other hand while still in mid-air, finishing the sequence with an acrobatic layup, the prettiest finish around the basket anyone has ever seen. His most notable, Game 2 against the Lakers of the 91 finals, the definition of hang time. During a streak of 13 made field goals, MJ was so hot, instead of just dunking the ball, he decided to challenge himself. A spectacular move called by Marv Albert. A play that still gets a lot of love on social media every week. He didn't just have these spectacular finishes in the regular season, but in the playoffs, whether it's the first round or the finals, every time Jordan challenged elite shot blockers, he knew how to avoid getting stripped or getting blocked. Since he goes up, the other player follows, but once they go down, Jordan's still on his way up, defying gravity, taking off from one side of the basket, finishing at the other, combined with the body control and huge hands to palm the ball. Many athletic NBA stars might have one of these qualities, but MJ had the complete package. The insane triple clutch reverse layup against the Nets in 91, I have no words for how amazing that was. Jordan's simply the closest thing to a real life superhero. Another signature move, the no look flip shot, combined with his hang time. Michael didn't always have to switch hands in mid-air or go to the other side of the baseline. When there's nowhere else to go, his body control allows him to shield his body away from his defenders, flip a shot up without even looking at the basket, whether it's off the glass or not. Even when it's an impossible angle, Jordan always found a way to put the ball in the basket. One of the many highlights, the fast break on Bill Laimbeer in the 89 playoffs, absolutely ridiculous. After his career, we don't see many guys with those type of shots. Some of the most memorable ones includes Kobe Bryant 2004 playoffs against Houston and Chris Paul 2008 playoffs against San Antonio, making the most of their MJ impersonation, turning his body away from the basket so his defenders wouldn't have a chance to touch the ball. The circus shots were just daily routines as part of MJ's game. His layup packages just as amazing to watch as some of his best dunks. MJ's greatness simply second to none. Those were Michael Jordan's greatest signature moves, with the fadeaways and mid-range game. The only player his position to match his level of excellence as a shot maker, Kobe Bryant, passing the torch from one generation to the next. MJ inspired millions. There would simply be no Kobe without Jordan. Rest in peace, Mamba. What's your favorite Jordan signature move? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love all of you. See you next time.